Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you'll be listening to a hypnosis session created for a client that wanted to have a real feeling of self-belief and unwavering clarity on their goals. They found themselves quite often questioning if they were on the right track, needing the reassurance of a third party, normally their coach. So this is designed to replicate the qualities of their coach and almost create that as an inner voice that's always there, so that the benefits they get from a coach every now and then, they're getting all the time. And you can almost look at this like an archetype. We have these kind of ego states, these kind of inner voices, and a lot of the time they're weak and they're petty and they're a bit critical and they're like, oh, but what if this happens? But just imagine having an inner voice of a Viking warrior that has unshakable confidence and unshakable self-belief and just believes that whatever they do is going to be successful, and they're unafraid to venture into new endeavors and that kind of stuff. Well, by having an inner voice of a Viking warrior, you yourself become more formidable and unshakable in your quests, goals, and endeavors. And that's really what this session is designed to do. If you feel that you would benefit from changing some of your mindset or approach to things in life, maybe you're a worrier, maybe you have too much doubt, maybe you care too much what people think, things like that, you can click the link in the show notes to schedule a free 30-minute consultation call to explore working with me. But you might find that this session, based on unleashing the inner voice of a Viking warrior, helps you feel more resourceful, even though it's created for someone else. So find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a feeling of resourcefulness. And as you exhale, just allow feelings of stress or tension to feel like it's leaving your body in that outward breath. I want you to create a feeling of inner strength. And as you breathe in, imagine there is a color that feeds that inner strength. Maybe a strong, bold color, purple, dark blue, an intense red. And just imagine as you breathe in that vibrant color, it's feeding your inner strength. And part of that inner strength is to release anything that is holding you back. Doubt, fear, worries, inadequacy. Just feel those things leaving your body in that outward breath. So simply by breathing in and breathing out, you're feeling stronger, an increased sense of certainty, a feeling of being unshakably confident. As you breathe in and breathe out, I wonder if you could use the power of your imagination to imagine going back in time hundreds of years and maybe thinking of the ancient Scandinavian kingdoms home to the Vikings. As you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to imagine arriving towards an old Viking town on an old wooden longboat. And I want the version of you to arrive to be full of doubt and uncertainty. There are so many unknown possibilities. And yet you arrive towards this Viking town with resources and capabilities that you don't realize that you have yet. Imagine this vulnerable, uncertain version of you leaving the boat, perhaps wading through the freezing waters of the North Sea, and then arriving on shore and being welcomed into a large wooden cabin with a log fire. And I want you to imagine being introduced to a Viking warrior. This Viking warrior will be your coach, your mentor. And I want you to imagine this particular Viking warrior being clearly strong and accomplished, and yet patient. That they have the ability to be a fearsome warrior and yet articulate, with the ability to have clear communication of what they want and what they need, what they expect. That they can be helpful and collaborative, but they are tough. The kind of warrior that will hold you to account, to make sure you're accountable. Imagine this person dressed in the clothes of a Viking warrior. Maybe you can see the leather protective clothes and perhaps the metal armbands to signify their relationship with the Viking and the Norse gods. You can see their boots and maybe their weapon, maybe a sword, maybe an axe. And I want you to see this warrior as someone that pays attention to the details. You can see that their sword is sharpened, that they are thorough, professional. And yet, they are making it their mission for you to also be a fearsome warrior. To not be afraid of failure, to not be hesitant, but to pursue goals with unwavering dedication and passion. So see this warrior with that high emotional intelligence, that they are also as fearsomely strong as they are persuasive and encouraging, that they can accept that you are not at their level yet, but give you full belief that you can be and more, that there is mutual respect. There isn't an attitude of shame or blame, ridicule, but more an attitude of let's do this. Together, let's do this. And maybe the face of this Viking warrior reminds you of someone you know. And I want you to think of a time where you've had these type of qualities within you, where you had to be fearsome, dedicated, unwavering, and allow yourself to awaken that inner voice inside yourself that has the ability to be this unwavering Viking warrior. An attitude and expectation of victory and success in every battle. As you awaken that voice with the capability of being so much more, allow your mind to be open to new ideas as you will now embrace your inner Viking warrior, full of absolute self-belief. You are compelled to pursue your goals with the absolute certainty that you will triumph. Your commitment to your goal is now 100% unwavering and unstoppable. That the Viking before you will become an inner voice of strength and accountability, but also a patient voice waiting confidently for success. That the communication that comes from this inner voice will now be imbued with clarity. Each word a command to action, a rallying call for the battles of the future. Hear this voice being articulate, that the inner voice is carrying the power and precision of a formidable Viking warrior. That the voice is helpful, extending your strength, amplifying your resolve, helping you align with your purpose. But this isn't a bullying voice. Feel the collaboration between that voice and yourself, that the collaboration is now seamless. Two leaders respecting each other's opinion. Feel that you can work with this voice, that the voice will hold you to be accountable, encouraging you to do more of exactly the right things that will bring you closer to victory. Consider this voice, your inner Viking, to be thorough and to make sure that you are thorough, to ensure that no stone is left unturned in your quest, to ensure that you are now the epitome of professionalism, that your approach is meticulous and respected. Feel the voice being harsh and direct when needed, but also caring and compassionate when needed, that this voice has high emotional intelligence, but that it's also persuasive. That when you have doubt, that that when you're unsure if you're doing the right things, hear this voice, strong and certain, giving you reassurance, self-belief, and feel the gravitas of the words that carry the weight to move mountains. You're being encouraged, but also respected, that if there's injuries or tiredness, sometimes the voice of the warrior is not to fight but to rest, to recover, to come back stronger. I want you to feel this relationship with your inner Viking as an unbreakable alliance, enabling you to cultivate an attitude of action, invoking the spirit of let's do this. Imagine the old Viking warriors, fearless on the brink of a battle, because either they would win the battle or they would end up celebrating with the gods in Valhalla. And I want you to feel like those Viking warriors that you have the strength to conquer any challenge, just as any Viking would, with your focus laser sharp, targeting your goals with deadly accuracy. Feel with this voice on your side that your resolve is unbreakable, forged in the fires of determination. That this voice will lead you beyond your comfort zone with wisdom and power. And don't be surprised if the qualities in your inner voice become qualities in you. You become more certain, even more self-belief, even more resilient, rebounding from setbacks with greater strength. And I wonder how you would feel when your spirit is indomitable, a force that bends reality to your will. The ability to seize every opportunity, recognizing that the spoils of war are for the brave and the bold. And when the time comes, you will charge towards your goals as unstoppable as a Viking horde. Because of course, your victories are inevitable, the result of your unwavering commitment to success. And as you feel this Viking voice being unlocked within you, imagine this voice by your side as you prepare for your future goals, feeling that you can do what's necessary with even more determination and conviction than ever before. And perhaps you can imagine going forward in time to whatever would be required for victory for you, the equivalent of a Viking battle. And imagine a fearless, unshakable, confident version of you going into that battle with an expectation of victory. As you feel that wonderful feeling of mental strength, imagine that that voice is always there and is particularly important when going through tough times and setbacks. The part of this voice is to help you recover from the losses as much as to expect the victories. And I want you to feel how you would feel if you had a 7-foot Viking warrior standing beside you in anything that you pursued. With that level of self-belief, conviction and confidence, feel those resources unlocking and amplifying within you with a deep sense of optimism and positive expectation for the future. Imagine leaving the cabin, getting back on that wooden longboat, and as you sail away from that Viking town, notice how different you feel from the uncertain, worried, insecure version of you. You arrived with doubt, and you leave with certainty. And allow that Viking longboat to take you all the way back into the present, accepting that all of this are just thoughts within thoughts, ideas within ideas, dreams within dreams, and you return fully to the present as you take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, fully connecting with the present, as very soon I count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling motivated, confident, full of self-belief, knowing that you now have the voice of a formidable Viking warrior that lies within you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.